This is a weird story. I don't know what you guys are going to say about this. If you have an opinion, great. If you don't, great. Tai Lopez. Did you guys follow the story, what happened, or no? Have you been seeing what happened? So FBI probes self-help guru Tai Lopez and Ponzi scheme that acquired Radio Shack, Pier 1 Imports. The report just came out. Now, keep in mind, a few months ago this happened. We didn't say a lot about it. We just kind of moved on. Tom, I'm going to come to you here. What is going on here? I mean, the question that you see, it's unclear whether the three defendants will be on the hook for the $112 million they allegedly swindled from investors, according to the SEC, but they may still face criminal charges even after settlement. Is there anything here, or is this noise?
I don't think it's noise when a court of jurisdiction and the SEC is leveling civil fraud against you. And right now, apparently, they went out there. As the story goes, what's being reported is they said, hey, they had this company, I think they called it Rev or something like that. And they said, hey, we're going to bring Radio Shack back. We're bringing these things back. Maybe we'll create an e-commerce play. So there was this offer. You know, entrepreneurs make offers all the time. And apparently Tai Lopez and some others were involved in that. Pier 1, Radio Shack, once upon a time beloved brands in America that were retailers. So they go and do this. They get people to invest in it. The allegation is maybe they took fees, and you have that over 100 million number that's being passed around in these news reports. Now, they say no criminal charges have been filed, but Tai Lopez is in settlement talks with the SEC. Whenever you see that, if you see your name in the paper that says settlement talks with the SEC, that's probably why no criminal charges have been filed, because you are voluntarily at the table and you are talking to people about making this situation come to a conclusion, usually with you paying a fine, admitting no guilt, and moving on. It appears that we are at that phase, Pat. It appears here. Does it appear that Tai Lopez did nothing? That's not what these news reports are saying. And whatever Tai Lopez did, he is now at a desk with his lawyer, with the SEC, negotiating a settlement, which usually comes with paying a fine and then accepting limitations the SEC puts on you.
Such as what? What could those things be?
Well, you can no longer be a director in a company. You can no longer trade. You can no longer solicit.
Trade?
Well, like if you're like an investment banker representing buying and selling of companies, there's like a list of things that they'll say you can't do. Most notably is what happened to Martha Stewart. You can't be a director on any boards. You can't have a fiduciary responsibility.
Do you have thoughts on this?
Well, I mean, I don't have thoughts on this particular case because I'm not familiar with it, but I have a lot of thoughts on the SEC and FINRA, because I think these government agencies do a lot more harm than good. I think we would be better off without them. I think a lot more investors end up getting victimized by fraud because of these government agencies. You know, the original Ponzi scheme was Charles Ponzi, and when he ran his scheme, there was no SEC. There was no equivalent of FINRA, and that whole thing collapsed in about a year because of the free market ferreted out. But meanwhile, Bernie Madoff perpetuated a much bigger Ponzi scheme than Charles Ponzi. It went on for decades because he was protected by the SEC. He was protected by FINRA. And, you know, these government agencies lull the public into a false sense of security that because the government is watching out, that they don't have to, you know, be on the lookout themselves. I think it would be much better if we didn't have the government involved, if we had more free market forces, because I think it would be harder for these scams to be perpetuated. And I think, you know, the markets would do a better job of policing themselves than having the government do it, because it ends up being corrupted by the very people it ends up regulating, and then the investing public ends up being harmed.
When we set out to create a shoe that blends comfort, function, and luxury, we had the choice to make it fast. We had the choice to make it cheap. We chose neither. Instead, we chose Tuscany, Italy. We chose true Italian craftsmanship, each pair touched by 50 skilled hands. We chose patience, spending 2 years perfecting every detail, and we chose the finest quality at every step. Introducing the Future Looks Bright collection. Not rushed, not disposable, not ordinary. Rather, intentional, luxurious, timeless. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.